Well, it says we didn't have Wi-Fi, but now we have Wi-Fi. All right. So apparently you guys didn't hear anything for the last hour. So update quickly. Everybody's been fed. Oh no. Everybody's been cleaned. Their kennels have been cleaned. What I'm doing with the quail is I'm giving them about an hour between their food. Their food is sitting on a table over there, which is upsetting Isha to no end for whatever reason. She wants me to remove it. I don't know what she's at right now. Oh, now she's over here in the desk box trying to lay her egg. What are you doing? That is not okay. All right, all right. I'm not gonna argue with you. Come here. For whatever reason, again, she wants to lay her egg over here. Problem is, I don't want to have a place for her to do that, and what I'm going to do is the heating pad over here, just stuck over here. There's not really a lot of room for her to be laying an egg. So anyway, I put the box over here, hoping to dissuade her from using it, and of course it's not dissuading her. It just wants her, she still wants to go. All right, so there was a bucket. I don't know where it went. I'm gonna give you something. Okay, I'm gonna get you something to lay your egg on. Faith, if you don't get the hanging out of my way. Thank you. Why you do that? I don't know. Annoying. Okay, I'm trying to find something. How about this keypad from yesterday? Haven't washed it yet, but sure that you can lay an egg on it. There you go. Is that satisfactory to you? I'll make a little bowl in the middle of it so it's not going to roll. There. Is that all right? Do this side so it doesn't roll on that side. There we go. A little next for you. All right, you fix the rest of it. I'm out of here. So anyway, what we're doing with it is I'm letting them have like an hour to 2 hours without food. Now normally they have food 24 and water 24/7. So let me move this net because I got one baby on one side and they're playing, which is kind of cute. Come on, because I don't want you playing like that because it's not safe. Now she did less than that I just made her. All that work for nothing. Now she's over here in the box area. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Come back up here. Come here. Come back up here and try it again. I know. I'd rather you lay it right there, though. So, there's that. Plus, you can see your babies. You have no reason to touch the toilet paper. Bye. Now she's going up. Move. All right. I know. She's on top of the boxes. There's a bucket in there that she's looking for, that she laid her egg in, and she wants that bucket again. Basically, it's a flower pot with nothing in it. But I think it's a gallon size. Spacey's in there looking for a rat. Did you find a rat in there, Boo? Is there a rat in there? That's probably why she's upset. She's not gonna lay an egg where there's a rat. Faith is looking for one. But that's where she's at. She's way up there. And there's really nothing that she can hurt herself with in there other than knocking all my stuff over. And above that is that tray, and in that bucket, which is probably what she's trying to get, because it's an identical bucket to that one that's up there. But that bucket has potato seeds in them that I'm going to be planting. That's what she's trying to get. You little rascal! Are you trying to get the bucket? Oh my goodness. I don't know where that bucket's at. Watch out, Faith. Move. The drama of egg laying around here. I won't lay it in the dust box. I'm going to put you in the dust box. That bucket is my potato bucket. Your bucket, I think, is in here. I'm pretty positive it's in here. Well, I can't get it out. No, I cannot. It's under a bunch of stuff that's very heavy. That is a bucket for my potatoes. You cannot have that bucket. Isha, come here. You cannot have that bucket. Let me see. You cannot have that bucket. No. So we're going to have to figure out something else. Because you can go into the dust box. I'll put you back up in there. Alright? Come on. I'll put you back in the dust box. I'll put you back in there. That's where I know you want to lay your egg. You won't lay over in the area that I just made you. So I'll put you in here. Knock water all up on the dust box. Alright. Fancy girl, you need to let me through. You're still in my way. Thank you. Alright, so she's in the dust box. Her babies are right there. And those little queen. Look at the queen. She's got Izzy, the psychopath, in the corner just so she can keep an eye on her. And then that's their bio mom. So they're under protection here. They're not being left alone. She's going to obviously protect them. A little bit is the queen. She'll protect them. That's their bio mom. She's going to protect them. That's their birth mom. And that's their psychopath aunt who wants to hurt them. So, and of course they got me. They're in safe hands. They know it. That's why they're not having they would be crying. Believe me. Those babies would be crying if they thought that they were in danger or they needed their mom. But they're not. They know they're good. But anyway, what I was going to do is show you my tattoos. So this is my first tattoo. This tattoo I got when I was 50 years old, and this was for my daughter, my youngest daughter, who was born with autism. She also has some physical disabilities as well. She's smart as heck. She's a genius IQ. But anywho, this is what I got. This first one. Now my other daughter, my middle daughter, Lakshmi, which is my daughter's best friend, or growing up used to be her best friend. They're still good, really good friends, but she has finally made a friend in the world, other than a relative. But Lakshmi is her soulmate best friend, and Lakshmi also got butterflies for memory of her sister. So she's got butterflies that go up and down, and I just have the one. So then, after I got that one done, the next one I got was when my mom passed away, and my mom was an artist, and one of her things that she did was she did cats and such. But she did a mermaid that was like a sculpture when I was a kid. That got destroyed violently in front of us. It was a very traumatic family affair. But anywho, here nor there. Come on, babies. Doodle, hurry. Doodle, we talked about this. We do not run from her. We come to Grandmama. Well, she is technically going where Faith is going, but now that we're in an issue where now she's... Hurry up, come here. You don't run over there. You don't run. You stay with the family, Doodle. You do not run. I know that's your instinct to run, But we don't do that around here. We run toward our family, not away. You stay with family, Boo Boo Bear. But he was running toward her. But anyway, my mom, I came to her and I said, I showed her that I wanted, it was a tattoo of a mermaid, a traditional mermaid, sitting on a rock, which is my mom, like I said, was sculpted, something similar to that. And she said no, and she was in the hospice, and I told her that what I was going to be doing, and she said no, I don't want you tattooing with a memory of me of a naked lady sitting on a rock. And I didn't think about it from that perspective. Obviously, I was just thinking it from the memory that I had as a child when she made this sculpture. And I watched her make it, so that's why. For me, it was a memory. It was a beautiful memory. But anyway, she said she nixed that idea. And then I said, well, what do you want? And she said, well, I want a little girl, which is my mom, 2 or 3 years old, she said, looking out of the window at her cat on a tree. She was very specific about when she was little, 3 years old, she had a cat that she had gotten from her mom. I'm pretty positive it had something to do with the abuse that she had been inflicted by her natural father. My grandmother never remarried or anything like that, and her husband would come and go, that kind of thing. So anyway, my mom was 3 years old when that started, and my grandmother didn't know the extent of it. She knew the psychological and the physical part, but she didn't realize the rest of it. And so, anyway, she had got my mom this cat to help her out. My mom was one of the youngest. There were only 2 girls out of 5, I think there was. 2, 3 boys. I think there was one that had passed, but don't quote me on that. But anywho, she was the youngest, and when my mom was born, her sister was like almost like a teenager. She's that much older. And so she moved out of the house, and the abuse started with my mom at 3. And so my grandmother, like I said, my grandfather would come in, their life be very destructive, and then my grandmother would get pregnant, and then we leave. Type situation. So the space between the children, even though there's 5 of them, are spaced out quite big gaps. And then there was one more child that was born after my mom. That was her brother. But anyway, that's what she wanted on as far as the tattoo in memory of hers she had got that cat, and she loved that cat to the point that she never put that cat down. And my mom says, even with logic of the destructiveness of what she did to that cat, but that's how much PTSD that she had. She never put that cat down, to the point where she had it as a newborn, well, not a newborn, but she had it as a very young cat, and then it was always on her, and she always carried it around like a towel on her arm. And actually, it was 3 because she had it clutched to her like that. And so the story goes is that the cat had such a deformed spine due to the fact that my mom carried that and would not allow that cat to go anywhere else, that it deformed this cat's spine because it grew that way. That's the story. Don't know if that's true or not, but excuse me, Luna, is there a reason why we have to make that noise? Oh, because you're still in the kennel. Okay. I know. So, that's 1 hour. That's all I never out. So that's the tattoo my mom wanted. So when I think it was the day before she passed away, I got the tattoo. Or the day of. No, I got the tattoo the day before. my brother finally was able to get off from work and spend more than just coming in and and getting my mom settled into hospice, and then had to go back to work, but she was only in hospice for like, I think it was like 2 weeks total. And so anyway, he was able for like the last, I think it was the last 3 or 4 days, he was able to be there 24/7. So that allowed me and my daughter, my youngest one, who was always with me, my daughter that has autism. Um, so we were able to go home for the first time in like 2 weeks. I went home and got the tattoo. So I had already had the appointment and everything. And so I had texted him and explained to him that my mom wishes, and he came up with this tattoo. He has passed away now, but he came up with this tattoo. He also did the butterfly one too, but he did this one, which is exactly what my mom saw it, and it was the day after he had done it, so it was all still pretty raw and really red. All the sunset and all the shading was all red, and it was beautiful. And she's like, oh, she was like tears in her eyes, and she goes, oh, all those pretty colors, she said. I said, Mama, that's my blood. And she goes, oh no. And I said, it's all right. And then she's like, I said, but all that will fade. I wanted her to know that that wasn't going to be the permanent. I didn't want to have any deception or anything like that. So I told her, no, it's just going to be all in black with shading and everything. And I talked to her about the dates and such as far as her being born and passing away. And she did not want me to put dates on there. She did not believe in that stuff. So, but anyway, that's my mom. And then the next one I got, which would have been this one. This one is supposed to be a tiger, lion's claw, and that's for one of my closest friends. I got that in remembrance of him, and then I got Faithy Girls. This is my target. Actually, when I told the lady what I wanted, I didn't realize I don't drink Monster drink, but that's what that is. She didn't tell me, and I'm like, are you kidding? So anyway, that's not supposed to be a Monster drink. That is actually supposed to be a lion's claw. But this is for my faith. This was a different person. That one, I never went back to that lady because, like I said, trust is really important to me, and I don't like people deceiving me. So anyway, this one was done by another a friend of the family. He has actually passed away as well. But this one is in memory of my Faithy girl, which is right there. The only thing I got upset about and he said he would promise to fix it. Of course, that's not going to happen now. But he had, like everybody else, she was a puppy when this was done. She was like 1 year old. And so she had her ears were up like they are now. And everybody convinced me, including the vet, that they would flop over, and that's natural for pit bulls to have them like that as up to a certain age. As you see, they didn't flip. And so he did it with it in flipping, thinking, ahead. And then when she was like 3 years old, I contacted him, and he said, oh, I'll fix it. Because they obviously didn't flip. And that's really important because her ears, she uses these ears a lot to keep her family safe. And it makes her, it's part of her personality, is having these ears. I love them. I love them, so I could just grab a hold of them and I just pull a little bit, and I just tweak them, give her a little ear massage. She loves it. I have to give you an ear massage, don't I? So she's not a cuddler. She was in 2 different homes before I got her, and she was only 6 weeks old when I got her. Or no, she didn't even have teeth. So they vet said that she couldn't have been any older than 6 weeks, but because she didn't have teeth at the time. When I brought her in, she was already, like, by the time I got to the appointment, she had her for a couple of weeks. So he anticipated that she was a minimum of 6. The oldest she would have been is 6 weeks, but He anticipated like 4 to 5. She was on supplement. Anyway, she had a lot really bad PTSD as far as holding her. Even in the car ride home, I realized that, and I have a video of her sitting on the well of the floor between my feet because she was panicking, and I thought it was because of the car ride, and such. But no, it's holding her, and so I had to be really careful about that. I've tried to desensitize her with it. I can get her to sit in my lap voluntarily. Sometimes I can ask her to do it. If she wants to do it, she will. Sometimes she does it on her own. It's so funny because she doesn't sit like a normal dog. She doesn't jump in like head first. She backs like a truck, and backs right into your lap. So she doesn't go head first. She doesn't go into bathtubs. She doesn't like showers. She doesn't really like the rain too much. She likes the snow. She likes her swimming pool. Swimming pool, for some reason, because it was completely, I think, different from anything that she's ever experienced as far as her PTSD. But definitely somebody gave her a bath in a bathtub because she, like, flipped out when I put her in a bathtub. What else? She has issues with touching. So I touch her all the time. But I stroke her. So there's always, it's not even when I first put my hand on her, she's like, her whole skin like just like that. It's just, everything tenses up, and that is hard. So what I usually do is I just stroke her. And after the first stroke, she's fine. She calms down. She's good, but it's always, she's very, very sensitive to that. So, for the longest time, I didn't stroke her at all. I didn't pet her or anything because she just had a hard time with that. She likes her butt scratched. That's the biggest thing she likes, like I said. And she likes her ears. I can touch her ears. I can touch her mouth, her face. I can put my whole hand in her mouth. I can touch her chest area. That's something I've learned from a video, is that's very common for her. So I can do that. But anything from, I would say, probably about from the top of her head to back to here, this is all in her legs. Anything on her feet, her belly is not so bad, but her legs, her feet, she's getting it. I know, I'm trying to tell him. I said, trying to tell him, Boo Boo Bear. I tried to tell her. But that she's very sensitive. So wherever it was, it's like right here, and then her legs. I know, I'm trying to tell him. I was trying to. I'm overstimulating her right now, and this is her way of telling me, I'm done, Mom. Done with it. Anywho, those are my tattoos. It's almost cold. Well, it's cold. I'm not going to let her steal my food? That's a good girl. Now the 12 are getting hungry. Like I said, their food and water is over there. But this nutritionist guy said it was good for their gut to be empty. Although for a bit. We're trying for 2 hours. Now, no one in the bird room is locked up. They're all loose in there. Stop calling the girls. They're not coming in. Izzy's being quiet, which means that she either is going to lay her egg or she already did. Oh, not Izzy, but Issa. But we're going to do this handling before it gets too light outside. I don't want you chewing on this, because I know that you're going to do it. Mama's gonna turn all the lights off. Alright. Watch out. I'm gonna put my shoes back on. I'm gonna turn the light off. Not first. Watch out. You're in my way. Turn the lights off, by the way. Letting Isha out. Isha, go. Finish laying your egg. Well, I don't want to. You're being such a good girl in here. You're not done yet? Okay. I'm not done yet, Mama. I'm sorry. You're being so quiet. I thought you were done. All right, I will let you go. All right, let me get this food and water back. I heard that, Mo. What? Can you stop, please? Why are you making all that fussy noise? Oh, because there's a rat in there, or because Isha's making this noise? Apparently it's Isha. Well, you don't need to make that noise when Isha's laying an egg. Alright, I'm going to give these babies. They're about starving to death. Okay, losing babies here. Yeah, that's not good. She's not good to be around. Alright, these are just leftovers from yesterday, so last night. Alright. So, I was trying to get her to get down to it. Turn off that light. Turn off this light. This is our light that we have. So what I'm going to do is lock Izzy up in the aviary because I can't trust her in the dark with the baby. That's enough. That way I don't have to worry about that. And then this girl. No, now the babies are scared. You can hear them. Max, move. I don't fuck you. This is them being scared now. See the difference between them? Like, oh, we were fine. Now we're in the dirt without mom. Alright. So this is going to be hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to candle. I should have some box or something ready for me to put these eggs in. Of course I'm not ready. Alright, I have a bag. is the bag I had put them in. They were stored in this. Some were stored in a basket and such, and then they got too much, and then I had to throw them in this. So what I'm going to do is dispose of them in this bag. And the delicate part is getting it open without them all falling out. And crafting. So I'm going to have to save this burrito for my lunch because it's too much. But that's okay, because I have lunch. Alright. That's enough, Luna. Okay. Okay. That's a lot of eggs, guys. Alright, so this is going to be the hard part, is getting the lid off. Believe me, it wasn't easy to get it on there. I need to have this off. It's going to start whistling in a minute. As long as it's on the ground, it shouldn't. Alright, so I'm trying to get it so they don't roll. I don't know what you guys can and can't see. Oh my goodness. I can't. My phone is being charged. Luna, please stop! Please stop. Well, I'm gonna have to just do the best we can. Alright, I gotta turn this other light off. Here we go. First one, as you can see, it has, this is a good indication that we're gonna have life. It's called the blush, but it's a little bit early. But this one I'm gonna leave in because it's got a blush. So that's kind of the first one where I'm gonna have an issue. Where to put it? Okay, I think I got an idea. I'll put the ones I'm gonna dispose of in here on the floor, and then the ones I'm gonna keep in there for a bit, just for a couple more days. I was gonna wait until Monday to do this, but, and once again, that's a blush. So it's a good sign. That one has got the blush as well. It's just a little bit early. We have like 2 more days to go. But I wanted to get rid of the ones that are not, that are clear, that are see-through. And those are the egg yolks. But so far, no veinage. That's what I was looking for. You see that? Even though you can see the egg yolk, which is a nice blush, it's completely empty in there. Not that one's probably not going to be a viable one. That one is looking good. We're not hatching these eggs. These are just fertilization checks. So this one's a little bit different. See how yellow it is? That one's not good, generally speaking. Now this one looks good, but as you can see, this one's one of the older ones. You can tell how old it is by looking how this is the airflow between the egg and the outdoor air. It gets very, very big. It still, I think, would be good because I can still see the blush, but that's an older egg, like a month old. Here's another one. You can see the difference. all the spacing, all that extra light going coming through, that's the egg breaking down the eggshell. Luna, please stop! Please stop! Please stop! Please stop! This is a newer egg, but as you can see, it's completely yellow. Whoops. But it is getting a little bit darker, so I'm going to keep this one. It's not completely... Luna, please stop! Please stop! He's telling me that people are going to work, is what he's doing. This is one of the older ones, but still good. Alright, I'm trying to get rid of some of these eggs because we obviously have a pile up. This one is yellow. And yellow is not good. Red is good, yellow is not. Orange is good, yellow is not. That's a good one. Still old. Alright. The whole purpose of this experiment is to see if we can still get life from an older egg. How old is old? I know they did experiments on it. Look at that. That's amazing. Now you should be able to see the blush within the 2 to 3 days mark. And then at that, this is it's getting there. It's pretty yellow though, but that blush is really nice. That's just the egg getting ready to grow the embryo. So it looks like we got quite a bit of fertilized ones. So these are all good. It's like an orange, but they call it, like I said, they call it the blush. You can actually see the dot on that one right there. Every time I move it around. This one's yellow. Yellow is not good. This one is the older one, and we're still looking good. Alright. Like I said, we're not hatching any of these. We're just doing the fertility on them. So I collected them for almost 2 months, about a month and a half, a little bit over a month and a half. And we're trying to detect the fertility of Lizzie and Izzy. So these are Lizzie and Izzy's eggs. Isha, I know, is not fertile because this one is, I don't know, it's so close. Because I know she's not mating, so. This one I don't think is going to do well. Because the egg yolk doesn't look right. You can tell there's a bit lighter here, darker here, but then we have like a little pin here, so I'm going to hold on. I don't know. We have had some issues. I don't know if you can hear it. Probably not with the camera. But they've been doing some construction, and it's just I've never heard of it, them being able to do it this early in the morning, but it's happening. This one's an iffy one. I still see a lot of yellow, so I'm going to let that one go. It's not like we don't have a whole lot here. This one is Isha's egg. And it's yellow, of course, because it's not fertilized, but still, it's funny. I thought I had one of her eggs in there. This is another yellow one. That's just the yolk. The yolk is still going to be red, but you want to look at what's around it, you know what I'm saying? The whole difference between that and the one I just showed you. That's an old one too, by the way. You can tell with the gapping like that. That's an old egg. This is an old egg as well. So see how much it's breaking down. And this is the last one. Oh, that's a nice red one too. All right. So I'm gonna put the camera back down. We're gonna put all these eggs back in. I just gotta remember where I set this set the dome light. Alright, I haven't got light. Probably not a good place to put it. I took my tray off to clean it, and now I can't. And now it's an issue because now I can't put it. It won't go back. Alright, so we have one. I'm going to count them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, quiet, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and we got a lot in here, guys. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and one more. 20. I'll set it upside down like that. 26. That's it. Ruckus there. No, I would not normally do this if I was actually going to hatch any of these. Obviously, way too many eggs. Now, I'm going to be putting 22 eggs in here, but they're going to be quail eggs, which are like significantly smaller. Now, these eggs are old, so I'm not going to give them to Faithy Girl. Generally, I will give some of them to her, but in this case, not going to happen because they're like over a month old. Alright, so how many do we got? I know, I'm going to have to go back. I think it was 28. The ones that didn't fertilize, one was Isha's, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 of them were not fertilized. So that is where we are with that. So those are going to go in the garbage. If you want to have friends with your crows and you have free-ranging birds, I would suggest being friends with your local crows. And so feeding them the eggs like this is perfecto. They love them. And they'll come back and watch your flock for you if you feed them. I used to feed them peanuts, or sunflower seeds, but unfortunately the local squirrel decided that they wanted to harbor them in our car, or her vehicle, and then we ended up with about 2 pounds of peanuts in the engine, so that was not a good thing. So we don't do that more. We just do the eggs because squirrels don't like eggs. Plus, it gives them a direct tie to what I want and It's pretty cool. There's 2 cats. Right now, in most winters, at least 3 out of the 4 that we've been here. This is going to be our fifth spring. But 3 out of the 4 winters, they we've gotten cats, stray cats that decided to move in, and then when summer comes, they chase them away. Anyway, we have a bunch of eggs here, and I just don't know what. I left the garbage bag in the house. That's pretty strange. So these are all the ones we're gonna get disposed of. I'm gonna stick them over here in this nest that I made, just temporarily, because I don't want broken eggs everywhere. And of course, my garbage bag is in the house. I forgot it. All right. I know. And the other account we're going to do is these ones, because this is the last day. These eggs are the first week of the breeding program, and this is our last day. So, Group A ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 2 girls in there, and it's a full week. So we have 7 eggs for that group. And my 6th group, my large group, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not too much many, and there's 6 in that group. My other two groups, my other 2 girls group, which is my 3rd group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in that one, which is not too bad. The biggest one, the best one is the top one, and that's not it. And that's my, which is funny. Is that's Melody and Darkness's daughter. So there's one in there that looks just like Melody, and there's one in there that looks just like, not Darkness, but Daryl. And Melody is Daryl's daughter, so that's kind of funny. Daryl is a feral, and Melody is a tuxedo. But anyway, that's where we are, and they have the best eggs. I don't know if it's because they're on top that they have the best eggs. Now the one at the bottom, that's a possibility as an analysis. The data. That's a very good. So the top. Let's do it from that perspective. Not how many. Well, technically it's still the same thing. The one at the top has 2 girls, and they have technically the most eggs per girl, because there's 2, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's like 3.5 eggs each, right, per girl. Now this other one, which is the one below that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to divide it amongst 5 girls instead of 6, because one of them keeps doing a soft shell, which I know. She's doing it every day, so I know she's in there, but it's not in here. So anyway, 5. So if 5 divide 9 by 5, that's like 1 each practically. 1.5. I don't even think it's 1.5. So I'm not a math person, but I'm pretty positive it's about 1 each. So it's significantly lower, obviously. And then the one below that, which is number 3, down closer to the floor, there's 2 girls in that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would be 2.5 eggs each. So that's almost the same as the above one. So I don't know. And then the one at the bottom had 2. She's only one by herself. She's with a boy by herself. I don't know what's going on with this group 6, but there's a lot of juvies in this group. But A is 2 juvies. There's on the group B has all juvies except 1. Darkness is in this group. And group 3 is 2 adults, Melody and Daryl. And then on the bottom is juvie. So, no, bottom is adult, Sparky. So that might be a factor as well, because some of these are really young girls. So, anywho, that is what we're doing. We're going to dispose of all these eggs. They're going to get all dumped as soon as I get the garbage can. They're going to get all dumped, and then we start fresh tomorrow morning with the ones that I'm going to incubate. And how, like I said, the plan of that is that we're going to I was trying to find out what for you guys to look at. I don't like these vent things open like this, and it's not even on, so I'm going to move that. They're over there. That heater is the only heat source in this room right now. And so they're going to come over here and they're going to take their nap. Because their kennel is, they don't technically have a kennel except at nighttime, so they demand me to give them one. But normally they don't have one. Because they have graduated from the kennel, the nursery. So they're not happy about it. Mom's not happy about it. And like I said, what I end up doing is kicking one of the babies out and putting them in the dust box for the night. And then they go sleep behind my head so that I can keep an eye on them. They don't mind it, to be honest with you, because they like being out here. But and they like to see what's going on. And they're in a safe place, so they don't mind. But anyway, they'll go in one of the bachelor pads down on the floor, and then at night, and then around 2 o'clock, I open the door up, and they come out and get their breakfast, and then they either will go back in, which they did today. They went back in and slept for another couple hours, so I shut the door and locked it. And then when it was time for them to officially get up, which you guys, I don't know if you guys saw any of that because my phone, for whatever reason, decided that it was going to say that we didn't have internet when we really did, and so it just was swirling for like the whole video, my morning vid got messed up. So apparently it only recorded 11 minutes of the whole entire hour. So you guys missed basically them getting up. But anyway, that's what we're doing with the eggs. We have 28 of them in there that are fertile. Looks like they're being fertilized. They're fertile. We're going to wait 2 more days, which is Monday evening, which would be technically Tuesday morning. And they will be checked again to see which ones are actually growing life or not. And then we'll document that. And then they'll be disposed of. The whole incubator will be washed out and sanitized and set up with the thermometers. I have 2 thermometers. External thermometers is what I use. And so I kind of calibrate the, I have found that a lot of people complain about the incubators, and I think they don't understand the concept of it. If you're putting your incubator, like, for example, in a garage or somewhere that doesn't have 24/7 consistent heat source, then the temperature outside is going to fluctuate and cause problems with your incubator. So if you don't have don't have a choice, you have to put it in a place that doesn't have a heat source that's consistent, which means that it's not going to turn off in the middle of the night and not go back on again. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be consistent. And it's got to keep a temperature, I would say 70 degrees at minimum. If it drops below 70 degrees, then you're having some issues with your incubator is not going to be able to keep. It's common sense logic. It's a plastic or styrofoam or cardboard. There's no insulation there, so there's heat loss. And so what I do is I use either a sweatshirt is actually perfect. I'm using this liner, this bolster liner cover. Sorry. Because it's got. Luna, please stop. Please stop. I know your dad is telling you to do that, but you need to stop right now. See, all the boys are telling him to do it because he's the youngest one, and they think that I'm not going to get upset with him as much. And plus, he's the youngest on the totem pole. You need to stop listening to your daddy when they're telling you to do bad things. We're not crowing in the morning. People are sleeping. See, the resident is going to sleep. She goes to sleep at anywhere from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning. So this is not good. I need her. Although she says that she can't hear them. I still upset me. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so you have to insulate it if you're in a room that my room is not consistent, it will drop down to 50 degrees and go all the way up to 70 degrees. So it's not consistent. The heat source is not adequate enough to um, keep it at 99.5 degrees is what I'm trying to do. So what you need to do is you need to just cover up the plastic, make sure your air holes are not being covered up. You can tape it to the container lid, the incubator lid. You can tape something like a towel or something like that, where because you don't really need to see anything. You just need to be able to see if it's turning and the eggs are turning and such. But other than that, you don't really need to see what's going on. So yeah, let me go take care of that because he's got to stop. I'm trying to get them not to do this. I know. Where's Luna at? I'm coming to get you, Luna. Yeah, you better go back in your house. You better. I'm coming to get you. Yep, Macho was telling him to be bad because why are you doing that? See what happens? What they do? The boys they do this divide and conquer thing, which means that I come in here and mess with one bird and the other bird sneaks out. That's how smart these birds are. So it's not so much that it's Luna still needs to stop and listen to what I say, but I understand why he's doing it. Who put in the water tower again? Well, I know it wasn't 100 it was there in the house. So it was either Macho or it was Luna. That's nasty. Yeah, no. You're so good. He's such a king. Like he's sitting there watching the nonsense that these other boys are doing. He's a smart boy. They're not smart. If they haven't figured out that crowing is not going to get them anything but heartache and trouble, and he figured that out real quick. The only time he ever tells me eating crows is when there's a rat in the room that's trying to get in his kennel, and most of the time he's loosened out, so he doesn't have to worry about that anymore because he can get wherever he wants to go. And the other is like when he's like this morning because he was thirsty, and so I got him water and he was fine. He's like, I'm thirsty, Mom, and it was basically time for us to get up anyway. So, but yeah. So my plan of action is that as soon as I can hold up to 22 eggs in here. So what I'm gonna do, excluding group number 4. Group number 4 is Sparky and Danny Boy. So I'm gonna have, I think I'll just incubate at least one of hers, 1 or 2. I really wouldn't like to see what her babies look like, and because I haven't had any birds that look just like her. And I do have another bird. Let me clarify. I do have another bird that looks like her, which is her brother Sissy, which is which is her brother. But I can't use him because of his crossbeak. So I'm gonna just do one of her eggs, 1 or 2. Obviously, I don't know what the fertility rate is for any of these birds yet. It's not fair to use what I'm going to do with my first hatch. Normally I do small little hatches, that way I can check their fertility every week and do it that way. I just can't, it's too much stress on everyone to do that because I'll have continuous babies. They do grow fast, but it's kind of like having a newborn for like a month, and normally we only have a newborn for like 3 days. So it's very much overwhelming because that's what I did last time, and it worked out really well because it really did. And I actually prefer it to do it that way. But we have limited space, and I wanted to also start testing the fertility. I still will test the fertility. They just won't go to fertility. If I get people that start saying that, hey, they want some birds, I'll let them go at that point. But until I get orders, I'm not gonna incubate eggs. There's no sense in doing that. I can't. I don't have the space to harbor eggs, birds, and then try to sell them. So everything I would have to have is like a free order type situation. But it's kind of interesting in Portland, where I'm at right now, in Portland, Oregon. They're having a thing where this company is offering rent a coop, and so they're renting out coops with chickens so that people don't. They provide the coop, everything you need to take care of the birds, food, the containers, and everything else, and of course the bird itself, and so the whole 9 yards. And so I don't have obviously cannot do something like that, but that's kind of it. I would like to see if I could partner up with one of them. So I'm going to try to contact them to find out who it is and see if they'd be willing and offer them the quail option. Because that would be something I would do. So we could do like a rent a coop with quail instead of chicken, and then I would provide the quail. So I could do something like that on a very small scale because I could just, if she had the pre-orders for it, for example, they start laying eggs within 6 weeks, and so yeah, she'd have to order the eggs, and then I can hand the. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because I would end up with a bunch of boys, and I'm not doing that either. I don't know. We'll see what happens. She may be interested in that or not. Or him. I don't know who it is, actually. I haven't done any research. I just found out about it like 2 days ago that they were offering it in this area. So I'm gonna look it up and try to figure out who it is and see if they're willing, if they want to be. Now I have one girl right now that I could give some, that's an adult that's laying eggs. That I can't use her as a breeder because she has um, an eye birth defect, which is minor. It doesn't affect her in any way. Obviously, it doesn't affect the edibleness of her eggs either. Um, so I have one bird that I can use, and then of course any bird that has a birth defect or has like a defect, I don't use it in my breeding program. So that's the first female that I've had that I've rejected. I have a male that I've rejected, which is Sissy. Um, Obviously, I'm not willing to. If they're going to be consuming the bird itself, I'm not willing to be doing that. So, and then after the season's well, quail they lay continuously, so there's no real season for them. They have a little bit. I think it's like a week or two that they'll start slowing down, but generally they go like gangbusters. So I think that would be something that would be good for me. I just don't know too much about it yet, and I don't know what the cost analysis would be of supplying the birds, and such. So, and then when if somebody decided that they didn't want to do it no more, or didn't want the birds no more, or whatever, and they canceled out the rental agreement, um, then the birds have to come back, and then I'd have to put them in quarantine, of course, because they're in a different environment. And most of my setup is basically set up as quarantine anyway. My interpretation of quarantine apparently is not the same as everybody else's interpretation. So if I did something like that, I would have to turn like a corner of the room into basically a quarantine room. So it would be plastic down, ventilated out, so that there would be no cross contamination with my birds. So it would not be an easy task to do something like that. I could do it really easily in the bird room. And there's some things that the quail can give to the chickens, but I don't think any of it's airborne, except obviously like the bird flu. The other issue is that quails are not free roaming birds, so they'll be in quarantine the whole time. If it's just more of if they, I don't even think they can mix the quail and the chickens together. I think that would be something that would not be allowed to do. So they would be considered in quarantine anyway because they're not considered a bird that you could just let them free roam outside. So the chances of them getting some kind of avian flu or anything like that is very, very, very low. So it makes it the risk to my birds as far as them coming back is very low. So I probably would put them in the bird room. So that they weren't in contact with my other quail, but there probably wouldn't be anything that they could give the chickens, for example. But they'd still be in quarantine from the chickens as well because they would be in their kennel. But anyway, I could do that, and then just have any bird that wasn't in my breeding program that didn't qualify for my breeding program, I could use for that program. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know, but I'm going to see what I can do. This other guy was saying that he reached out to the Amish in their area, in the Amish store. I don't know if we have something like that in our area. I lived in this area my whole life, and I didn't come in contact with the Amish until I went to Maine. But they're in they start like in all the New England states, and they're just heavy in the New England states and in the Midwest. But as far as over here, the Pacific Northwest, I don't know. But that's where he kind of exclusively sells his eggs to. Is that. I thought about having like an egg stand, which I do have a place I could do an egg stand, but the crime in our area is so bad. I doubt very much that would work. And there's really no place nowadays to advertise, to sell stuff that's like eggs and such. And you're not allowed to sell in Portland. You're not allowed to sell publicly. You're not allowed to sell animals. You want your mama, Snickerboo? Where's Doodle at? Is that your mama in there? Yeah. I want my mama. Oh, is he actually singing to him? Why are you singing to the babies? I heard that. I'm calming him down. Where's Snickers at? Oh, hi Snickers. He's so dark. He looks like a black spot. A black spot on the ground, like clothes or something. Is that your mama? Yeah. You heard the rats in there? I know I heard them too. Let me see what you got with the food and water. You don't got no food and water. That's why you're having your soap. I'm going to give you something to eat then. Alright, let me see. They're hungry. Their food is in there. With the eggs. And their water. You thirsty and hungry? Alright, let me get Izzy out of here. Let me go get you something to eat. You coming out? Come on out. Oh yeah. Come here. All right, the aviary is open. You can go in there and get something to eat. Go on. Come here. Hurry up. Snickerdoodle, come on. Come on. It's open. Go and see. Look, it's open. Doodle-doo. Doodle-bug, look. Go get a drink. Go get something to eat. Lizzie Boo. Go on. I can see it over there. Go get it, Snickers. Go get something to drink in there. I know. Go do it. Go tell sister. There you go. You're so smart. Smart babies. Good job. I try not to pick them up. I try to use my voice and my verbal commands to get them to do stuff. But sometimes it takes a bit longer than just going over and picking them up or going over there and pushing them. I call it pushing because that's what it looks like to me. But basically, it's just a nonverbal way of saying, hey, get over there. Or get out of here. That kind of thing. Yeah. You alright? Mama's fine. I don't know if she's done yet. Are you done saying your egg? Lizzie Bo, you gonna watch the babies for Mama? They need to get something to eat and drink. She's out there too. She might shoot. She's chasing them away. Be nice to those babies. You guys can stay in there. You do not have to leave. You're fine. Lizzie's fine. Lizzie's safe place. I know. She is safe place. She's your mama. She is. That is your mama. I know it. She's a good mama. See, hi, Doodle. You gonna go see Grandmama? Sweet. You're such a good mama, Liz. Thank you, baby. Nah, not a little bit. Oh, baby. You gonna go get something to drink? Hi, Snickers. Hi, Doodle. You gonna come see Grandma? Oh, did you hear the rats? I know, that's scary, huh? That scares Grandma. Is that Mama? Is she in the dust bath? She's laying her egg? Good job, Snickers. It's a big rat, Sunny D. Sunny D says it's a big rat. But we're going to get about 22 eggs. I can fit 22 eggs in there. So what I'm going to do is have at least one or two of Sparkies. And then I'm going to divide the rest amongst the other girls. So that would be 10 girls, 22. That's 2 eggs each. Hi, sweeties. Well, technically it's going to be 24 eggs, but more than likely all of them aren't going to be fertilized. So hopefully we'll end up with at least 14 to 12 to 14 fertilized eggs. Nope, it's not even time for you guys to be doing that. She's laying her egg right now. Oh, so good, Mama laying her egg. No, we do not need to crow when she's laying her egg. Leave it. I know she's laying an egg. You guys gotta be quiet so she can do it. If she wanted out of there, she's gonna just pop her head out and tell them that she wants out. I can hear it, Macho. There's like a party going on in there. It's a big rat. He's gonna be quiet. Sassy Boo, you're so handsome. I love it when you're being so good and you're not mean. I see you. I'm coming to get you. That scared all of them. Except Macho. Are you all done laying your egg? You had to hop. Oh, I see it. I see it. Good job, boy. Ah! Look at Asia. What? Good job, Mama. What? 2 for 2. This is her other egg. I knew it. That's my mama right there. Where's your babies at? They're in the aviary. Where's a good mama? I'm so proud of you. Good job, Mama Aisha, in the house. We do a lot of accolades. And then we have to go in there and yell at them. That's not good. I don't like that. What's all the screaming about? Ooh. The door's open now. I opened their door. They know the door is open, but they're gonna still crow. What? Come on, we're at 70%. I gotta clock in and go to work in a minute. Apparently, this has all been hanging out. Stick that right there. I don't look at myself in the mirror, so if I look like a frump, that's too bad. Alright, so what's going to happen now is when I go to work in 15 minutes, that boy is going to be put in the kennel. You're not going to stay out screaming like that. I'm going to tell you that right now. Stop it now, move. Down out. Go on. Get on. Get on. No, you're not going in there. I'm trying to go back in his house. Stop it. You're not going to sit in your house screaming. That's ridiculous. I'm shutting your door to your house so you can't go back up in there. He's just going to go back in the other house. All right. Hi, Lizzie. I can see you in the camera. I can. I was looking at you in the phone. Ooh, it's a beautiful girl. Hi, girl. Anyway, I'm going to let you go